Because I always need to find the pony, in my analysis, I'll give a little tease of what I'm going to talk about later tonight, and that is there are, I don't know, I would say at least 80% of the punditry that I saw that wasn't MSNBC, 80% of the rest of the punditry is praying for them to get back together, is encouraging them to get back together, is asking them to get back together for the sake of the country. I mean, over and over again, that's what I heard people saying. And these were some of the smartest people on the planet. And so Elon has to be hearing that. The president has to be hearing that. They have to be hearing it from the cabinet. They have to be hearing it from their friends. So I'm hoping that all of that pressure will cause these guys to back off and let it get back to normal. All right.
There comes the pony.
Yes, there's the pony. All right, I'll let you put up your analysis now. This beautiful analysis. Where do you guys see this?
About beautiful analysis. Okay, so let me share my beautiful analysis.
There you go.
Tell me when you see it.
I see it.
Great. So, I look forward to you helping me digest this. And just for everybody's explanation, if they're expecting to see Kathy's slides, what I've done is I've taken the slides and trying to bring them together thematically in a much shorter presentation, much smaller number of slides. I've really combined 3 to 4 slides per slide and made them thematic. So we start with fiscal policy, and the fiscal policy is all about how are we going to solve this tremendous deficit. Elon wants to cut spending like tomorrow. We all discussed the difficulty of getting that through a Congress. And so in the end, we have to define a way to get there, even if we're running a deficit and spending more money than we wish to. And so the calculus on that is that the current deficit is 7.5% of GDP. It's unsustainable. It's going to lead to the disaster that Elon has had us understand is the problem. The current deficit is 7.5% of GDP. Scott Bessent, our Secretary of the Treasury, says no. We want to get to 3% of GDP because at 3% of GDP, we can grow GDP by 3%. And that way, our debt will not grow. Our debt will remain static. And if our debt remains static, we'll be in a much better position and will probably lead to much greater growth, which ultimately will pay down the debt. So the reality is that we have a current deficit of 7.5% of GDP. If you look at the little graph on the right-hand side here, by the way, can you see my hand here moving on?
Yeah.
So really what we're looking for is a deficit reduction of 4.5% of GDP. That's quite a big number. It's in the $1 trillion range. It's above $1 trillion. And so that somewhat speaks to kind of Elon's concern. So the strategy is productivity-led growth, real growth acceleration, innovation-driven efficiency gains, and growth over austerity. So Scott Bessent's answer is, okay, let's not try and cut everything overnight. It's too disruptive. It's impossible to do politically. Let's achieve a little bit of reduction of cost, but let's accelerate our growth using efficiency driven by innovation. And we'll achieve that growth so that we achieve a 3% of GDP growth, 3% growth and 3% deficit. And that way they'll equal themselves out. Our deficit will become static if over time it may even reduce. Make sense?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, you know, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look, or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.